Well, good evening and welcome to Main Road and Match of the Day for the Canon League Second Division match between Manchester City and Chelsea. Chelsea, already promoted, aim to pit Sheffield Wednesday for the Championship and become the first team to hold this new Second Division Championship trophy created by the sponsors. And I should add, there's no trophy nor medals for second place. Now, Manchester City cling by the slenderest thread to the hope that Newcastle might lose their nerve in the run-in, and they, in an inspired finish, might pip them on the post. Anything but 3 points tonight would finally crush that dream. So I would imagine we should be in for a positive game, with a draw probably being useless to either side. Bobby Charlton is here and will give his view at half-time. Now, match commentator Alan Parry.
And first, tonight's teams. Manchester City know that nothing less than victory will keep them in contention for promotion, and they bring back skipper Paul Power, who's missed the last 5 games with a knee injury. He takes over from Neil McNabb in midfield, and City will field a 3-man attack of Smith, Parlane and Tolmie. Strangely, it's at home where City's promotion bid has faltered. They've dropped 18 points at Main Road, where they've suffered 4 defeats. Chelsea are back in the First Division after an absence of 5 years, and remarkably, no fewer than 6 of this team are in their first season at Stamford Bridge. Nichveski, McLaughlin, Nevin, Spackman and Dixon all joined last summer after Chelsea had just escaped relegation to Division 3, and Thomas came in January. They're unchanged for the 6th game in a row, going for the Second Division Championship and for a century of goals, having scored 92 in league and cup games. Well, a third of Chelsea's goals have been scored by this man, Kerry Dixon. His hat-trick against Leeds United last week in the game which clinched promotion took his total in the league to 26 and 32 in all.
And quite a few of those goals have been scored by Pat Nevin, a 95,000 buy from Clyde, and an old-fashioned winger if ever you saw one. Small in stature, proving that you don't have to be big to be successful at football. He can beat people on a sixpence. He can score goals himself to boot. Now, in Manchester City's side, an interesting character, Kevin Bond, played under his father at 3 clubs, Bournemouth, Norwich and City. Quite a yoke, really, I think, for that young man to bear. He's played also in America for Seattle Sounders, but really I think he's come through it all very well and proved to the City fans that he can play whoever his father is. They now accept him fully.
And City's main hope for goals tonight surely comes from this man, Derek Parlane, their top scorer with 31 goals. So it's Chelsea who get the match underway. They're attacking from right to left, and in black and white the team colours may look rather similar, but Chelsea can best be identified by the hoops on their shirts and on their stockings. Beautiful night, and the pitch, having been watered, should be in good condition. The ball aimed at Speedy, who climbs remarkably well for a small man. McCarthy, the City defender, to challenge, and here's Speedy, brought down by Baker. He certainly lives up to his name, but Baker bringing Speedy down then. Very pacey player. Now, against Leeds on Saturday, John Bumstead, the Chelsea number 6, hit the post twice from free kicks from something like this distance. Spackman is the number 8, the other player over the ball. Bumstead shot, straight at Williams though. A long kick by Williams, although it's against a slight breeze. On by Parlane. Lee, and he nearly ran into trouble then. Smith, the player between him and the goalkeeper. Bond up with Dixon. Number 3 for City is Wilson. His clearance reaches Lee. Now Baker. Good challenge though. Here's Speedy. And Spackman, who won the ball back for Chelsea. Now Lee can certainly gain some distance with his throw-ins. Speedy often the target, the number 10 marked here by Kevin Bond. But you see how well he climbs, although Bond reached it first. Nevin. Well, he got a double deflection there. But this man, David Speedy, who was actually born in Scotland, only his second season since coming down from Darlington, has been a major influence in Chelsea's promotion. He scored 12 goals and formed a very successful partnership with Kerry Dixon. Lane being fouled by McLaughlin. Baker. Bond wasn't expecting it, and McCarthy missed it. Here's Nevin. A lot of space to attack. Finds Lee coming forward in support. Seemed to have just crossed the line, and indeed the linesman has signalled a throw-in to Manchester City. Dangerous looking throw by Wilson. Baker cleaning things up though. Wilson slipping, but still finding Parley. Manchester City, a team not in form at the moment. They've taken only 7 out of the last 18 points at stake and lost their last 2 games. Here's May. Chelsea, in stark contrast, have gone 14 matches without defeat. Jones with the throw. McCarthy meets it. Cape's clearance straight to Baker. Smith. May takes over and finds Power. Tolmie. No real sting behind the shot. And Chelsea attacking instantly from defence. But Nichveski's kick a little too strong. This is Baker. Minutes gone, still Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. Bond's header. Lee just reached it. Thomas, it comes to Parley. Thomas winning the tackle. Ray Ransom. And Spackman covers a lot of ground for Chelsea, one of the unsung players in their team. Here's Baker. May looked for Power, but gave it straight to Nevin. Kevin Bond. And the spread play to the left. Spackman in possession. No one doubt that Chelsea will give everything in this game. They're determined to try and clinch the title. It means a healthy extra bonus for their players, apart from any other factor. Here's Jones. Nice chested pass that by Dixon. But now Power with the break for Manchester City. He's got Smith on his left. They've got 3 men in the middle here as well. And Power find them with the cross. What good goalkeeping by Nichveski. Paul Power drifting that cross in, but the goalkeeper was very decisive. Bond's header. Here's Power again. Lee's challenge. Smith wins it. Bright start by City. Tolmie. And Parley. Jones sweeping up, and the referee had given the free kick for the challenge on Parley. This is in a dangerous position. back in December when Manchester City beat Chelsea 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. It was from a similar position to this that they scored their goal. Tolmy curling the ball over the Chelsea defensive wall. It's Tolmy. There are a lot of choices here for City. Power tapping it. Parlane's shot blocked. Here's McCarthy. Ranson, offside. In fact, talking about that victory at Stamford Bridge, if Manchester City do win tonight, they'll be the first team this season to take maximum points from Chelsea. More talking, says Kerry Dixon to his forward colleagues. Dixon chasing. It was a hopeless cause, really. Kerry Dixon was top scorer last season when Reading went down from the 3rd division with 31 goals, and that's quite a feat in itself to score that many for a relegated team. Tate's header. Spackman. Baker forward, and here's Ranson. Tolmy on the right. And we have to work hard to make progress down Chelsea's left flank with Jones and Thomas, two hard-working, enthusiastic players. And there's Spackman winning it again. Ranson reaching it. Smith. But he ran straight into his own player, Baker. That was unfortunate. Here's Nevin. Spackman. Joey Jones, who pulled a hamstring in Wales' 1-0 victory over England in midweek, seemed to be suffering from it again in the early stages here tonight. Smith. There's certainly no problem about hamstrings or anything else from that challenge by Joey Jones, who thoroughly enjoys his football and has an infectious enthusiasm that spreads to the rest of the team and the supporters. May. Bond. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Bond again. Parlane, good ball, Baker. It was momentarily an opening, but Lee was very quick to close it. Tolmy running out of room, but did well to keep it in. And wins the throw off Thomas. May. Now Tolmy again. But the verdict was offside. Tonight's referee is Alan Saunders. Bond. Straight to Spackman, and Nevin wants it played first time out to the right. That was spotted by Power. And May comes out of the scramble with the ball. Now Baker. Wilson. Bond finding Ranson. McCarthy. Speedy working hard to deny Ranson. Here's Jones. McCarthy's done well. Bond forward. Tolmy's chasing it. Jones the defender. And it's just across the line. Could it go this or the other side of the corner flag? I think the verdict is a corner. Indeed it is. And Powell will take it, left-footed, curled inwards perhaps. Bond coming forward. McCarthy coming over on the far side, but it was just reached first by Jones. And a disappointing cross back in by Andy May. Chelsea supporters have earned them some unfortunate publicity this season, but their loyalty cannot be doubted. They're penned in, so to speak, in the corner of the Main Road Stadium tonight, and let's hope they behave. McCarthy just voted player of the season by City supporters, even though he came late on in the season. Here's Lee. And the header misdirected by Dixon. Paul Power and Wilson. Lane climbing well. Now May for Manchester City. Thomas intercepts. Wilson with a good firm challenge though. Could still break for Manchester City, but Jones finding the goalkeeper and defending well. McCarthy in again. Powers flick, straight to Lee, and Bond doing well. Here's Wilson. Confident player on the ball, he's just 22, Clive Wilson. Pates lifts it back, was that handball? Play on. Wilson again. Long ball for Power and a good one. In towards Tolmie. Parlane's in the centre, but Tolmie was offside, and that's 3 or 4 times in the opening stages, Jim, that Chelsea have sprung an offside trap.
Yes, they've moved up very quickly, and the linesman's very sharp on that side. He wants to get in the game too, live on television. It's a treat for him, and he spotted everything almost as soon as it happened, if not before. But it's an interesting game, 2 neat, compact sides, thoughtful, nobody wasting balls, everybody trying to play the game, but nothing in it yet.
15 minutes gone, still 0-0. And Ranson just beaten by Speedy. Well, I'm sure he doesn't need to be told that was not really the ball, because Dixon was in a good position in the centre, and Nevin coming in on the far side as well. But Speedy wasted the opening. Still, goals are one of the main factors behind Chelsea's success this season. 92 altogether, and 84 of them in the league. Thomas. Thomas, like Joey Jones, on duty for Wales in their win against England. Baker's header, on by May. Pates beat Parlane. Smith, beaten by Lee's challenge. Wilson. Now Spackman, a bit scrappy in midfield. Here's a man who can bring a bit of elegance to play. Smith, back to McCarthy. And Bond. Good ball, Ranson. Parlane's drifted away. But no room for a cross as yet. Baker off Jones for the City throw. This is Tolmie. Wilson. By way of a deflection off Nevin, it finds Power on the left. Wilson again. Smith doing well. Here's Baker. Tolmie takes it down. And May rather. In the centre, Thomas making the challenge. Ranson with the shot, and what a good effort that was. Well, that would have been some moment, because Ray Ranson is not exactly noted for his goal scoring. Scored only one in his City career, that was 2 seasons ago, but he really got behind that shot, only just over. McCarthy's header. Here's Bumstead. Ooh, and Power in strongly. Wilson. McCarthy forward. Parlane chasing. Pates the covering play. Free kick has been given for the challenge. Notice that Chelsea are temporarily down to 10 men, because on that far side, just in the corner of your picture there, is John Bumstead, who in that earlier challenge with Paul Power obviously got a knock. Here's Nevin. Speedy. Pushed back by May a little too strongly, and Wilson couldn't prevent it from going for a corner. Cannon-Bill warming up, just in case Bumstead can't continue for Chelsea. Thomas with the corner, Powers clearance, Ranson. Told me all alone, as far as City are concerned. McLaughlin. Here's Speedy. Jones, good challenge from Smith. Tolman. Ranson in an unaccustomed role, left wing almost, but Lee was very calm. Bumstead back on the pitch. Long ball by Pates. McCarthy's header. And May again has rather overhit the attempted ball back to Wilson. John Neal with the inevitable cigarette. Lee, Nevin. Oh! Speedy. 2 in the middle for him. Pulls it back cleverly for Spackman. Speedy again. And Lee. Forward to Nevin. Now he's got the skill to beat men even in tight situations like this, and he's done so. And still. And he stumbled, and the referee was in a perfect position as Wilson challenged him. Nevin turned and appealed to Mr. Saunders, but that was a classic example of the skill of Pat Nevin. Although arguably, too, a classic example of the overindulgence of that type of player. 20 minutes gone, Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. A moment of magic from Nevin, but perhaps one he slightly overdid. McCarthy. Bumstead. Wilson forward. Pates clearance. Touch, I must say, Colin Lee. Wilson clear. Spackman. McLaughlin forward. This is Dixon, chased by Bond. City quite calm under pressure. Taking it on the chest, but it didn't drop kindly for him. Here's Thomas. Lee in quickly. Baker's a busy little player, but here's Nevin. Baker doing well. Power. First time ball hit towards Parlane. Jones. Troy Jones keeping calm as that lofted ball came in. McLaughlin's header. Here's Jones. Did well. The layoff to Speedy. Chelsea stringing together an impressive-looking move here. Nevin. Lee. Plenty in the middle. Nevin went for it. McCarthy concedes the corner. McCarthy making the vital interception. But what a good movement that was by Chelsea. Really threading together 3 or 4 consecutive and purposeful passes. And they get a corner out of it. Firm header again by McCarthy, but Thomas can try once more. Williams had to come, he did so with confidence, but not a very good throw. Bumstead back in, Wilson clear, Bumstead again. The layoff to Thomas. And it was a good effort really, because he had to snatch at the shot as the defender came in. Mickey Thomas, whose goal against Leeds last Saturday after just 5 minutes, set Chelsea on the way to their promotion party and a 5-0 win. Baker. Thomas again making hard life for the defenders. Nevin. Spackman doing well. And in he comes. Ooh, and Bond had to be brave to go down. Back in towards Dixon. And a claim for handball. And the referee saw it too. Dixon just couldn't control it legally and used a hand to bring the ball under control.
Just wonder how many First Division defenders are taking a look at Pat Nevin tonight and worrying already for next season, because he does take some stopping. He really is a magnificent dribbler, and he can twist and turn in a minute space, and however good the defender is at turning with him, he seems to be able to beat him. I think he was unlucky there not to get a penalty. I don't think he fell, but we'll look at that at half-time.
Still 0-0 for anyone who may just have come in. 25 minutes gone in this second division match between Manchester City and Chelsea at Main Road, Manchester. Tolney. Here's Ranson. Did well to Smith, and it just took a deflection. And Smith's shot seemed to be heading for the far corner. It was deflected away for a corner. McLaughlin's challenge it was, it took the ball clear. Lee winning it. Cleared by Pates to Dixon. What a fine ball, Nevin. Oh, just headed it the wrong way, really. In went Spackman hard. Lee. Spotted Thomas here. Needed to be controlled first time, and Mickey Thomas couldn't do that. Occasionally playing with the confidence of a side who know that their place in the First Division is already booked. And when they do move into top gear, they look a good side. Here's McCarthy. Smith. And Bond. For a run from the forward players, but has overhit that surely. Lee. Wilson. Now Speedy. Spackman's moved forward to support the two front men here. And here goes Nevin again. Oh, good ball for Speedy, and pulled back towards Spackman, perhaps a little too far. Nevin, the architect of another fine move, as Thomas curls it in. And a claim from the Chelsea players that Williams had actually carried the ball over the line, but a goal kick. But again, Nevin showing his willingness to take players on. He's a throwback to another era in a way. And as Jimmy says, here's a man that the First Division will know all about next season. Ranson. And a good ball. Chelsea fans getting behind their team, sensing that they're perhaps just getting on top, but still no goals. It's a Manchester City throw. Here's Baker. Clumsy ball, Nevin intercepting. Now Lee. Speedy. McCarthy just brushed him aside. Smith now has moved over to the right. And Jones, that was the blatant attempt. I think he realised that May was going to move round him, and he acknowledges that. McLaughlin climbing high. Dixon. Wilson intercepts. Crowd enjoyed that. And still Wilson goes. To check then. Fine ball, May to Power. Here's Smith. McLaughlin slipped. He got his cross in. Tolmie knocks it back. Baker! Should have been an opening goal, but Thomas, who dived at the feet of Baker as he shot, just managed to get a touch to deflect the ball for a corner. The second time in a matter of minutes, as you'll see here, that a last-ditch clearance has prevented Manchester City from scoring. "15 minutes to half-time, 0-0 the score." And Lee it was who conceded a second corner. Good spell for Manchester City. And there have indeed been times this season, particularly early on, when they played like a side capable of winning promotion, though their form in recent months has gone back. Line being marked by McLaughlin on the near post. In it comes again from Powell. McCarthy getting up well. Parlane. Well, it had to be hit first time, but it was right underneath the shot. Jimmy.
What a valuable player Mickey Thomas is. He's all over the field, he's aggressive, he's not big either, but my goodness, he's a battler when he's going. Had his emotional troubles and personal problems in his time, but when he's going, there's no better player. He's all over the field. There he was in his own 6-yard box and somehow got some part of his body in the way of that shot and got it over the bar. Don't ask me what part it was.
0-0 the score then, with just over half an hour gone. But there have been several moments when we've been close to a goal, and Manchester City will feel they've created most of them. McCarthy's clearance. Tate's under it. Jones. Ranson. Taken on the chest by May. Here's Baker. Well, May's given it away to Spackman. Here's Thomas. McCarthy just got there ahead of Dixon. Dixon doing well. Here's Speedy. Wilson right behind him, though, marking very tightly. Spackman. Lee. Smith blocking his route to goal. McLaughlin. Dixon up well. And Bond just leaned over the players in front of him to clear. But here's Speedy. A good-looking ball, it should have been anyway, as Thomas was coming to the near post, but it was played too close to Williams. Smith. Hemmed in here. And certainly Chelsea don't allow anyone time to settle on the ball, particularly with the likes of Bumstead and Spackman and Thomas in midfield. They hustle and they bustle all the time. Here's Nevin. Nice little flick. Thomas is in there intercepting again. Bumstead. Straight to Baker. Marlane did well to get away from Tates and from Bumstead. A long way to go though. Referee said play on. Tolmie. Goes towards May, and McLaughlin forced to head behind. Good refereeing though, because although Carlane might not agree at the moment, because he's got a sore shin, he certainly was foul. The referee recognised that fact, but because City were in possession, he let play continue, and as a result of that, Jimmy, they almost got a goal.
Well, I think he wasn't fouled, to be fair. I thought he played the ball. It was a first-class tackle, the defender watching the ball, but it was, we'll look at it now, but it really did hurt him. You look how the defender watches the ball closely, and he goes for the ball. Do you see that? But it was a fierce, courageous and firm tackle. That's how the game should be played. It's about courage as well as skill, and you get hurt sometimes, but he's up now. Derek Carlane, impressed with him, and the lad who gives as good as he gets, never mind his size, Mickey Thomas.
Yes, I think the replay proving that it was a perfectly legal challenge, so the referee was doubly right, whichever way you look at it. A corner, the outcome then, from McLaughlin's clearance. McCarthy came in and headed away by Tates. Ranson. Thomas away. Here's Nevin. What a good little ball that was by Nevin. Spackman. Thomas. Here's Speedy. Oh, what a good challenge by Power. Now then, Carlane is forward, but he hit it a little bit too quickly. Power, he had more time than he realised perhaps, and in any case, Carlane was in an offside position. Chelsea almost made to pay for a mistake then. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Still Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. Bond came off him towards Speedy, but McCarthy was the extra defender. Good old-fashioned clearance that, from a good old-fashioned centre-half. Powers header, but it was the challenge by Bond then, which brought about the free kick for Chelsea. Goes back to a defensive position. McLaughlin, Chelsea centre-half, has come forward for this kick on the left edge of the area. Too many City players. Baker got it away. Lee back in. McCarthy's header. Drops for Nevin. He can get out of any tight situation. Spackman back in. McCarthy's there again. What a rock he's been in this first half. Nevin. Yes, good decision by Mr. Saunders, because there was a definite nudge by Wilson in the back of Nevin. McLaughlin, and that was close. didn't really get above the ball as he would have wished, but it was a glancing header which just carried over the angle of crossbar and post. There's about 7 minutes remaining in the first half. It's Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. Nevin for Chelsea. Now Bumstead. Bond's clearance, straight to Speedy. Here's Dixon, combining well, but Bond intercepted and read it superbly. Thomas winning it back, but there's Bond again. And Power. Lee. Boos from the Manchester City fans, but defenders always told to play the way they're facing, which Lee did then. McLaughlin winning it. Speedy getting up high again. And Wilson overhitting it, trying to find Ranson on the right. So Chelsea get an unexpected throw-in. Billy McNeil, the Manchester City manager, in his first season here at Main Road, has taken them very close to promotion. Speedy. Here's Thomas. And the linesman flagged. It could have been for offside. He must have seen something off the ball, which I confess I didn't. Parlane, a good flick. Smith. On it goes from May. Now Power and Bumstead. And the linesman right on hand to make his decision, gives Manchester City a free kick. The signal as usual for McCarthy to come forward. He's a very difficult customer. There he is at the bottom of the picture to handle when the ball is lofted high. Which it is. And Lee happy via a deflection off Mr. Saunders to concede a corner. Knew that McCarthy was just behind him. Parlane again, and Smith on the near post. Parlane on the far post is behind him. McCarthy climbing well, away by McLaughlin. Here's Power. 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Baker turns it in. And Nijveski, once again, had the confidence to come and collect. 25 yesterday. Eddie Nijveski, an ever-present this season. Came off Dixon to Speedy. Dixon again. Bond forcing him onto his left foot, which is not his strongest. And Ranson clear, but only as far as Spankman, who might have done better to try a shot himself then. It's an easy decision to make from up here, isn't it? Speedy. Here's Lee. McCarthy's clearance. McLaughlin will be under pressure here from Smith. McCarthy. Parlane doing well. And finding Power. Lee across to cover. May linking. Return ball just stayed in, and Power's got away from the defender. Look for Smith, and in the end it was Thomas who managed to scramble it clear. What a fine cross by Power. Smith and Parlane were both waiting as the ball was pulled in along the ground, and in the ensuing scramble it was finally Thomas who knocked it for a corner. 3 minutes to half-time, and City will feel that they've been unlucky not to score in this first half. Well, Chelsea had so many defenders then, it was amazing that City got any look at it at all. And in the end, it was Thomas inevitably who cleared. There's Baker. Power on the far side. That was an opening of sorts. He felt he had to snatch at the header. And acknowledges that he had more time than he obviously thought. A little more than 2 minutes of the first half remaining, and we await the first goal. Baker. Ransom. Here's Bond. Ransom. Thomas immediately puts him under pressure. Foul by Pates on Smith. So a little more than a minute remaining. City on the attack again, and Thomas inevitably once more with the interception. Dixon, Wilson covering. Lee forward, not a good ball. Here's May for Manchester City. Oh, misunderstanding, but Wilson did well to keep it in. Deserved applause from the crowd. And a fine ball too. Power. Good challenge by McLaughlin. Clyde Wilson, his confidence will have grown from that moment. So we're into the final 30 seconds. As Manchester City win another throw. Remember, nothing less than victory will do for Manchester City tonight if they're to cling on to their slender hope of promotion. Here's Smith. Lee with him. Wilson in. Only as far as Bumstead. And that is half-time. Nevin's skills have enlivened the first half. There was one moment in particular when Chelsea felt that his little dribble in the penalty area and subsequent fall might have merited a penalty. But really it was a half when Manchester City could swear that this man, Mickey Thomas, stood in their way. It was Thomas who made 2 or 3 important interceptions, and Manchester City just about on top territorially in the game and certainly creating the better openings. 1 or 2 deflections have denied them, and at half-time it's Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0.
Well, no goals, but quite a bit of excitement there in that match. Bobby and I have been sitting here enjoying it together. I think Chelsea might have an injury problem. We're checking on that because a couple of players seem to be limping, which will penalise them a little bit in the second half. And City were getting on top just before the end of the game, Bob. But in general, what's your view?
I thought it was a cracking match. It's the first time I've seen Chelsea this season. I was very interested to see why they'd done particularly well. And I could see it was quite obvious. They've got some very aggressive players in midfield. Nigel Spackman I like very much, who's very strong in the tackle. And you need someone like this if you're going to succeed. It gives people like Mickey Thomas a little bit of time to sort of impress themselves on the game.
He seemed quite happy on the ball, doesn't he, Spackman?
Yes, yeah. I've been very impressed with him in particular, you know. And also the young lad Nevin, who on the right-hand side of the field is sort of a throwback, I mean, immediate throwback to people like Tom Finlay and Stanley Matthews, you know, a wide player that torments fullbacks. And it's marvellous for the game to see young lads like this coming into it, because you want somebody to excite you. You want to get above your seat and say, "Hell's bells, you know, that was fabulous. That I wish he would get the ball again." And I was feeling like that about young Nevin when he got the ball. I thought, you know, because he's very deceiving.
Let's show you that bit of excitement now, where he made that dribble, and we were wondering whether the referee was fractionally lenient, but he does twist and turn, doesn't he? Look at this.
Well, you're sure he's going to pass the ball, but he doesn't. He just gets his heels clipped there, but I think it was accidental more than anything else. But a very exciting player. He's very deceptive. Look here, the fullback Wilson doesn't know which way he's going. He's sure he's going to the dead ball line. No, he's going back inside instead. Marvellous this to watch.
This feint, look at this one. He's throwing that way again.
Yeah. Oh, it takes...
Slowing down.
Yeah.
Did he get him?
Yeah, he went for the ball. He just... Yeah. I suppose if it was desperate, you would say there was a penalty chance there. Yeah, sure, but... The way the referee
Why we don't want to say that is very unkind to a man who's refereed the game absolutely perfectly. He's allowed it to flow.
I think he's been great, the referee. I wish all referees were like him. I wish they would play advantage and let the players get on and let it develop into a man's game, which it is. There's lots of stiff tackles out there, but no one's moaning. All they're doing is saying, right, let's get on with it. And it's created a very, very exciting match. I think the referee has made it. I think he's been great.
City had their moment. Thought they had the ball in the net there.
Yeah. Chelsea have seemed to be a little bit susceptible to the cross, I feel. And when the far one came to Jim told me on the far post and he headed it back, Graham Baker hit one over the bar that he will
I'd like to have a look at that because it was a marvellous save from Mickey Thomas, who just gets all over the field. This is the Tolmie header.
It's a great cross. Tolmie heads it back. It's right, steaming in on it. Perfect, just as you would like them as a midfield player, but just gets a little bit too much height on it. Mickey Thomas did close him down and challenge him quickly, I must say, but it was a great chance.
We were actually peering forward there at the set, trying to see which part of his body it hit. I don't know whether it went off his chin, his face, or his chest, or whatever, but it was certainly a good thing he was there.
Yeah, it's good. It's a super game. I'm really enjoying it, and the crowd are enjoying it. You can tell.
What about Manchester City as contenders, if not this year, for next year for First Division? Do you see their team developing?
Well, I wouldn't put them out of it this year. It's a funny game, football. Newcastle have 3 games left. If City somehow could win this match today, puts a little bit of pressure on Newcastle. They have to win, and I've seen stranger things happen. No, I wouldn't give up if I was City yet. If they do have to stay in the second division another year, I don't think it would do them too much harm. They've got some good young players coming into the game. They will progress, and I think there would be they would have a big challenge next time. But generally speaking, I wouldn't discount them this year yet. It's silly as it seems.
Let's give them hope. There's still the second half, but for the moment, let's go and see how the Chelsea injury problem is panning out with Tony Gubba.
Well, Chelsea have tried unsuccessfully in this match to hide an injury to their left-back Joey Jones. It was known when they arrived that he had a hamstring strain in his right thigh, and it had the Chelsea player coach John Hollins searching the Chelsea skip for his own boots when they arrived here at Main Road, and they hadn't been packed. Joey Jones, as you saw, was able to play in the first half, but he's not coming on for the second. They've just announced from the dressing room that Paul Cannaville, the sub, will come on, and he'll play up front for Chelsea, with Bumstead probably going to left-back. Chelsea said their tactics in this match would be to keep the City defence under pressure and not let their back four settle, but they've got problems in defence on their own in the second half.
Well, perhaps that swings the match a little bit Manchester City's way, because Bumstead has had a knock from that tackle from Paul Power, so he's got to battle it out during the second half. Now let's go to the studio and join Bob Wilson with the news.
95 years of football history was left on the shelf today when the Football League unveiled its new Canon League trophies for the first time. Garrard, the crown jewellers and specialists in the production of sporting awards, were commissioned to develop and carry out the designs for the 4 trophies. The brief was to produce trophies that looked distinguished, had dignity and an instantly recognisable identity. All are handcrafted from gold-plated sterling silver, with the First Division award unfinished here, 22 inches tall and valued at £7,000. It's also nearly twice as heavy as the other 3, all of which stand 19.5 inches tall and are worth about £6,000 each. And here are the 4 new trophies. The magnificent First Division award, which looks bound for Anfield or Old Trafford. The Second Division trophy, which will end up at Sheffield Wednesday or Chelsea. Then the one for the Third Division, which Oxford United will take if they beat Exeter tomorrow. And finally, the only championship trophy definitely won so far by York City of the 4th Division, and it will be presented at Bootham Crescent when York play Bury on Monday. The 2 Division 1 captains who are hoping to be the first to get their hands on the new championship trophy both return to action tomorrow. Liverpool's Graham Souness is back after suspension to face Birmingham at St Andrews, while perhaps more significantly, Brian Robson returns after missing Manchester United's last 6 matches with a hamstring injury. In that time, United have dropped 10 points out of a possible 18 and have squandered chances to overtake Liverpool when the champions themselves have faltered. Meanwhile, Ron Atkinson confirmed today that United have agreed terms with Aberdeen for Gordon Strachan, their Scottish international midfield player. The fee is thought to be £600,000, and all that remains now is for Strachan to agree personal terms. If Strachan goes to Old Trafford, it's expected that Ray Wilkins will move to AC Milan for about £1.5 million. Although Atkinson said tonight, "I'd be happy if Wilkins, Robson and Strachan were all here together." I must say they certainly mean business, United, with Denmark's Jesper Olsen already signed up for next season. United's opponents tomorrow, Cup finalists Everton, will be without skipper Kevin Ratcliffe and winger Terry Curran, both injured, while Adrian Heath is suspended. There are doubts, too, about goalkeeper Neville Southall and midfielder Peter Reid.
Well, there's just time to give you the result of the April Goal of the Month competition. The winning order was GDE, so the Goal of the Month was Goal G, scored by Eric Gates for Ipswich at Liverpool.
Nice ball into Davray. Here's Gates. Oh, that's a tremendous goal!
Well, the first correct postcard pulled out of the sack to coincide with the opinion of our panel came from Mr. J. Williamson of Stetchford, Birmingham. Well done, Mr. Williamson. £100 of the premium bronze are on their way to you. I'm just wondering how many players Manchester United are going to have before they finish, Bob. Do you think they want them all?
I don't know. I'm very interested. There seems to be something happening daily. Certainly, Manchester United, a big club, and news is always big, isn't it? You know, I don't know how to take all the Italians coming trying to steal all our best players. We must let them steal a match.
Excitement's building up again for the second half. Teams are on their way out there. Manchester City coming on the field. Let's join Alan Parry.
Manchester City first out, and when Chelsea reach the field, which they have done now, they will be sporting a new player, number 12, Paul Cannaville, who, as you heard from Tony Gubba, has come on in place of Joey Jones, which will obviously require some reshuffling by Chelsea. And their player coach John Hollings was telling me before the game that should there be a recurrence of Jones's hamstring injury, then they had a couple of options. Mickey Thomas could go to left back, or more likely John Bumstead, and that indeed seems to be what's happening, with Bumstead going to that side of the field. Manchester City will kick off then, having had most goal attempts in a first half that was remarkably free of free kicks, only 9 given for fouls. A further tribute to referee Saunders, who, as Jimmy and Bobby mentioned at half-time, certainly showed a willingness to keep the game moving. For anyone who may just have come in, we're watching this important match at the top of the second division between Manchester City, who need 3 points, all 3 points, to stay in with a hope of promotion, against Chelsea, who are looking for 3 points to boost their bid for the Championship. Chelsea are in the shirts with the light hoops, defending the goal to our left. Baker. Well, it was a good first-time effort by Baker, which took a deflection. At least he has claimed it has, and I must say I've got some sympathy with the City players. Then Paul Power went across and questioned the linesman. It seemed to deflect, but a goal kick has been given. Who's gone up front, gets a quick touch. Speedy has dropped back into midfield to fill the hole left by Bumstead, going to left back, and here's Power, offside. Told me it was offside as Power lifted it forward, and would seem to disagree. Bond's clearance. Spackman back on. Here's Speedy. Cannaville. Speedy. Played it in towards Dixon, who couldn't quite get a touch. Certainly a formidable front three that Chelsea have, which Alex Williams has to face in this second half. Speedy, having moved back into midfield, leaving Dixon up front with Cannaville. And of course Nevin on the right. Here's Ranson. Smith in a good position. He couldn't keep it in. McCarthy clear. Bumstead forward. McCarthy's there again. City sold Tommy Caton to Arsenal and got McCarthy for only half the fee. He hasn't missed a game since, and he's been a very good investment. Power took his eye off the ball then. Wilson didn't. Lee climbing. Parley. Lee overhitting the back pass. And Nijveski failing to keep it in. Anxiety perhaps shown by Colin Lee. Switch to right back around about Christmas time when player coach John Hollins stepped down. Must be a forward, of course, with Spurs Lee. And the corner played to the wrong part of the penalty area as far as City were concerned. Here's Cannaville. Foul by Power. I must say, although they may lose defensively from Joey Jones' departure, they'll certainly gain in an attacking sense from the arrival of Cannaville, who's big and strong and has got plenty of pace and isn't afraid to shoot. Nevin. Free kick given. Oops, and a little unpleasantness right beneath the gaze of the referee, with Andy May just flicking out at Nevin.
Absolutely right, Matt, just as it used to be in the old days. A little talking to and on with the game.
I think everyone's been impressed by Mr. Saunders tonight. And he won't let people have any nonsense about stealing a yard or two at free kicks either. Lee's little lob. Nevin got the header. Bond clear. Speedy. Wilson's been impressive tonight. Wilson clear again. Foul was by Dixon on Bond. Now McCarthy for Manchester City. Baker dropping deep. Feeding Ranson. Told me with him. Tried to find May, but Thomas intercepted. Here's Nevin. Bumstead forward to Dixon. Oh, a lovely first-time ball. Cannaville is in the centre here. Nevin could go alone, though. Still got it. Thomas. McCarthy. Baker finally hooks it clear. Smith. Well, the Scots certainly know how to play with the football, don't they? We've seen Nevin and now Smith displaying fine skills. And here's another Scot, Tolmie. Ransom's on his outside. And just deflected behind by Bumstead for the corner. But the second half coming to life with two fine moments of skill. It was a great ball by Dixon, which set Nevin clear. And then at the other end, Smith forging an opening for Manchester City. McCarthy coming in, it hit Lee in the end, and well over the top by Parley. And nonetheless, his top scorer with 19 goals for Manchester City this season. Really know where it was, Smith. Lee did. Nevin forward. McCarthy. Intelligent throw. Tates moving into the space. McCarthy intercepted though. Here's Tates once more, but May robbing him. Tolmie. 50-50 ball that was, but McCarthy got a foot in first. But again, the hustling of the Chelsea players, not just the midfield players, but also the forwards, constantly chase the defender in possession. Tate's clearance. Cannaville. Thomas. Effervescent player, Thomas. Speedy. Wilson defending well against Nevin. Up to the ball first. Here's Dixon. He did well to make a cross. Cannaville and McCarthy. And calm defending by Mick McCarthy. Dixon doing well in a tight space to set up the opening. Here's Thomas. Speedy. Well, saw the opening and obviously worth a shot, but the direction was somewhat astray. McLaughlin climbing well. Here's Baker for Manchester City. Bond. Smith. Now McCarthy. Lee just allowing the ball to go over the line, knowing that it was to be a Chelsea throw. Good atmosphere here tonight. The City fans still believing their team can make it into the first division. Newcastle and Grimsby, their chief opponents, with Chelsea and Sheffield Wednesday already promoted, of course. But a win tonight is the minimum that City must achieve. Here's Baker. Cannaville made it hard for Ransom. Thomas equally making it hard for May, who brought him down. Chelsea's free kick. Certainly been an entertaining game and one that's held the attention throughout. And a goal now would just put the icing on the cake. Takes forward for McLaughlin. Met by McCarthy. Baker on. And here he is again. Parlane, foul by Pates. Referee wasn't happy that the free kick was taken correctly. Tolmie, Thomas intercepting. How often have we said that tonight? And getting clear of Tolmie, who brings him down in spectacular fashion. Frustration as much as anything then on the part of Jim Tolmie, who was beaten whilst in possession by Thomas. And Chelsea have a lot of men forward for the free kick. Baker. Nice touch by Smith. But Cannaville had covered an awful lot of ground to get back into that position. Just signed a new 3-year contract with Chelsea. Here's Bond for Manchester City. Ranson on the right. Thomas across to cover him. And it was the sheer presence of Mickey Thomas that forced Ranson to knock that rather clumsy ball back in. McCarthy forward. Lee's header. McCarthy again. Fine ball. Ranson. Bumstead in front of him. Thomas there to cover. Now Thomas will feel that he took the ball in that sliding tackle. I must say it seemed that way to me. But the referee has given the free kick to Manchester City. Smith chips it in, and it came off Parlane for a goal kick. We've got half an hour remaining. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 0. And the point apiece really, as Jimmy Hill was saying before the kick-off, not of a great deal of use to either side, certainly not to Manchester City anyway. And Chelsea, knowing that they have a leeway to make up between they and Sheffield Wednesday, also need to win. They have never, incidentally, won the Second Division Championship, interestingly enough. On the previous 5 occasions Chelsea have been promoted, it was always achieved as runners-up. Here's Baker. May. And still May. And still, well, he almost did a Nevin then, shall we say, wearing the same number. And as Bumstead took it away from him, showing the same kind of skills. He's had a good season, Andy May. The only outfield player in this City team who's appeared in every game this season. McCarthy coming to meet it. And again, he didn't really get the power he would have wished for. Just scored the 1 goal since coming from Barnsley in December. Incidentally, he's gone on record as saying that although he was born in England, he would like to play for the Republic of Ireland, given an international opportunity. His father comes from Waterford, and I would think Owen Hand, the Republic's manager, will take note of that fact. And there's McCarthy winning it again. Power for Manchester City. Brought down by Thomas, who will have a little finger wagging, I think, from the referee. Shakes hands with Paul Power. Not likely to endear himself to the City fans. First and foremost, he used to play for Manchester United. That's bad enough without bringing City players down. Wilson. Lee clear. McCarthy under pressure from Dixon right behind him. And how well he did. Well, the fans certainly enjoying their particular match. Trying to outshout each other. A fair contingent from Chelsea here too. Smith's little flick. Lee collects with ease. McCarthy, and strong he is when the ball's above the deck. It's a Manchester City throw, although Chelsea claimed otherwise. McCarthy. Over McCarthy's head this time. Nevin with Wilson, he's got round him. Will he try one from here? What a superb goal by Nevin! An individualist goal, and he's quick to urge those Chelsea fans who want to come onto the pitch to stay off. Many players might not have tried a shot from here. Nevin did, in off the post. 1-0 to Chelsea. And sadly, a handful of fans didn't take notice of Nevin, who immediately, instead of celebrating the goal, told the supporters to go off. What a lovely moment for him, because he showed what an intelligent footballer he is, and what an intelligent man as well.
And I just noticed the referee there commending him on it. He went across and said, well done. That helped a lot.
64 minutes gone, and Nevin has given Chelsea the lead, but here's Smith for Manchester City. And it nearly crept in a similar fashion off the far post. Good effort by Smith, along the ground all the way, and a shade away from that post. It's Nevin's 12th goal of the season. He's got about a year to go on his contract. He came down from Scotland and has made an immediate impact on the second division, and will, I'm sure, make a similar impact on the first.
What I like about him particularly, not only can he dribble, what I like about that particularly, not only can he dribble, Alan, but he also can release the ball at the right moment. He's a complete footballer. He can pass too, as well as score.
Indeed he can, as Dixon clashes with McCarthy. Baker under a bit of pressure and reacted angrily as Spackman caught him accidentally, I think. Wilson. Here's Bond. Tolmie, Thomas in again. It's been a nightmare to play against Mickey Thomas. You never have room to breathe. Here's Speedy. Chelsea leading 1-0. Lee. In it goes towards Cannaville, but Williams always favourite to get there first. But again, Thomas wins it back. Here's Nevin once more. Tons of excitement whenever he gets the ball. Manchester City will feel unlucky to have gone a goal down. They created a lot of openings prior to Nevin's goal. There's Parlane looking for another, but Tate's clear. Here's May. And the interception by Speedy. Only Dixon forward for him. Dixon holding it up well. Speedy. Thomas wants it. Here he is. Lee. Ran out of room, really, to make a telling forward ball. Power, the City captain. Wilson. May. Tate's clear, straight to Smith though. And Nevin back as a defending midfield player as well. He's enjoying this, you can tell. Bumstead. Marvellous to see a player so obviously enjoying his football and the skills that he's been blessed with. Ranson clear. Smith. Midway through the second half, it's Manchester City 0, Chelsea 1. And just to remind you once again, as Wilson turns away from Dixon, that City must win this game to have any hope of promotion. Tolman. Baker. McCarthy. In went Bumstead. They've grown in confidence since that goal, have Chelsea. That's a nice little flick, but Bumstead read it. McCarthy to try the long throw then. Oh, and it came off Lee's head. Corner to Manchester City. McCarthy coming in again, but Lee reached it. Baker straight under it and deflected away by Lee, I think it was, for another corner. McLaughlin's clearance. Smith again. Struck it straight against the Chelsea man. It was speedy. Free kick given to Chelsea. Dixon the target here. Cannaville. Oh yes, speedy. Dixon. What a fantastic goal. Well, that was perfection. Cannaville with the most delightful ball to Speedy, right through the legs of Wilson. Speedy lost no time in knocking it in, and Dixon rising to knock the ball into the corner of the net for his 33rd goal of the season. Three marvellous pieces of skill. Speedy with the cross, and the header firmly planted in. 70 minutes gone, Manchester City 0, Chelsea 2. As good a goal, as far as the build-up is concerned, as you'll see this season. And there isn't long of it to go. Jimmy.
That was quite beautiful, it really was. We talk about the absence of skill in football, and we wonder where it is in the England team. This is in the second division, and there were three combined moves from the Chelsea team there that would grace any football pitch in the world. Delightful, perfect skill, played at just the right time, and a marvellous finish.
And off go Chelsea.
And there they go again. They're on top now, and they're on song.
And they fight and they contest for every ball. Anyone who might doubt that they would not keep going full pelt for the rest of this season will surely have had those doubts removed now. They've still to play Barnsley at home and Grimsby away. They want the title, make no mistake about that. And I know as a football club they want people to talk about the ability of their team rather than the bad behaviour of some of their fans. They'll be talking about their team tonight. But Manchester City looking to get back into the game. Tate's clearance. Here's May. Baker. Ranson on the right. Wilson. Here's Bond. Calling players towards him. Here's Baker again. McLaughlin clear. Cannaville's got pace here. And he certainly made it hard for McCarthy, who, well, used all his physical prowess, shall we say, to hold him off. Quite within the rules. Oh, Lee. Well, at the second bite, he got it clear. Wilson. Here's Bond. Smith. Running out of room for the cross. Power takes over. Looked for Tolmie, but curled it much too high. And Billy McNeil must surely accept now the promotion has gone. Cannaville. Parlane. Here's Baker with Ranson free on the right. And gets the deflection for the corner. When Manchester City kicked off tonight, they knew that a win would give them 69 points. That would still be 4 less than Newcastle, who are at home to Derby tomorrow. And if Newcastle win that match tomorrow, then they would have won promotion anyway, but they surely will now. Grimsby might argue with that still. Let's not forget them. "16 minutes remaining for Manchester City to try and change the scoreline." Cleared by Dixon. Here's Ranson. And as much as City press forward now looking for a goal, they will leave themselves open to the pace of Chelsea's counter-attacks. You get a feeling that the goal scoring isn't over yet. May. Curled just too far for Power. Kerry Dixon's remarkable season, given a further chapter by that goal, his 33rd of the season, 27 of them in the league. Remember, he's only just stepped up from 3rd to 2nd division football. I wonder what impact he'll make on the 1st. 15 minutes to go. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 2. Smith for City. Takes clear to Cannaville. Nice little header, Nevin. Wilson's followed him from one end of the field to the other, and for a young man, can be well pleased with what he's done tonight. He's still going and finding Parlane. Well, Bumstead covering equally well. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 2. Beaten by Dixon, Cannaville onto it. And allows it to run for a corner. Speedy quickly in. Tolmie. Here's Ranson. Power on a run forward, but played much too firmly for him. Now Speedy. Cannaville against Wilson and May. Speedy. Dixon forward. Well, that was rather wild. Here's Baker. Tolmie's layoff to Ranson. Though Manchester City look as though they're going to have to wait another season to win promotion, no one can doubt that this is a setup, and certainly a stadium and support worthy of a place in the top flight. And they'll be amongst the favourites to be frontrunners for promotion next season, you can be sure. Wilson forward. But Pates, Bumstead rather, with a firm header clear. Here's Baker. Spotted Ranson on the right. Smith. Tolmie. Here's Cannaville. Oh, he just tried to dummy Kevin Bond, who was not about to be fooled so easily. McCarthy. McCarthy slicing it straight to Dixon. Cannaville. McCarthy just making up for a defensive error. Here's Parlane, nice layoff. May. Smith. Lee with the interception. Lee again. Baker in. Here's Wilson. McCarthy spreading it to Ranson. Manchester City looking for some kind of consolation. They lost at Derby last week and at home to Huddersfield in the match prior to that. And this third defeat would write off their promotion hopes if it comes to that. And would also give, incidentally, Chelsea their 15th game in a row without defeat. Totally rather unnecessarily bringing Thomas down. McCarthy clear, although Nevin presumably had drifted offside. The free kick given to Manchester City. Chelsea fans in full song now. McLaughlin beats Smith. Spackman with a rather strange clearance, which results in an unexpected corner for Manchester City. A little more than 10 minutes to go then for Manchester City to try and get back into the game. They trail 2-0. Here's May. Looked for the top angle, but his shot was always drifting wide. So, Jimmy, Chelsea looking as though they're on their way to 3 points and on their way to a first division that will welcome them in more senses than one, I think.
Well, I think so. We don't want to talk about the hooligan element. That's the only worry, I think, of the first division, really. But as a team, they're very attractive, and the chairman said to them before the game, go out and show millions of people that you can really play, and they've certainly done that this evening. We've enjoyed it here, and I hope everybody has at home. And it is such a pity that only a few people spoil the wonderful things, really, that Chelsea have done.
And two quite splendid goals they've scored as well, and one man who's made so much difference to Chelsea this season, their player coach John Hollins. Remember, this time a year ago they were almost relegated into the third division. Hollins has arrived and really sparked a tremendous revival and managed to get in 30-odd games himself at right back earlier in the season. Free kick to Manchester City. Hammering it in, and away by Spackman. Smith. Pate's right behind him. And it came off Pate's for another corner. Study of concentration. Derek Parlane waiting for the corner to come in. Well, it was a fine effort by Bond, who climbed higher than anyone else, but as he headed the ball downwards, didn't get much power behind it, and Nijveski able to go down on the line and save with ease. Wilson clear. Instead away, only as far as Smith. Thomas chasing him. Ranson. And once again, Chelsea had the covering player. And May seems to have hurt his ankle in that challenge for possession a moment or two earlier. Seven minutes of the game to go then. Chelsea leading 2-0. McCarthy for Manchester City. This is Ranson. They ideally like to give their fans a goal to remember. Tonight, Manchester City, even though it would surely now be too late to rescue the points. Here's Thomas. Wilson. Now they've got an extra man here, Chelsea. Cannaville. It's 3 against 3 at the moment because City are quickly getting power back. Dixon and Nevin in the middle for Cannaville. Well, that was such a poor shot, I'm afraid, that it's actually gone out for a throw-in. Scored 7 goals this season, though, Cannaville, and scored after coming on as a substitute last week against Leeds. And May, with a recurrence of that, seems to be an ankle problem. David Johnson is the Manchester City substitute if needed. They are the Chelsea fans, and let us say, because enough bad has been said about them in recent months, that they have been impeccably behaved tonight. Just a dozen or so tried to come onto the pitch when Nevin scored his first goal, and they were waved away by the man himself. They'll certainly bring some big crowds, both home and away, to the First Division, will Chelsea. And I think they'll bring some entertaining football too. They are a good side to watch. Here's Thomas. Speedy. Lee. Speedy's continued his run. Oh yes, well, he was unlucky. He tried a little back healer, but May intercepted. Here's Power, the Manchester City skipper. They work so hard as well, Chelsea, to win the ball back. Wilson. Linesman has flagged offside against Parlane. Dixon up with McCarthy. Speedy, he's had a good game. Thomas. Speedy again. This time Baker read it. Lee. Speedy. Well, he got round Wilson, who just left a leg in the way, and caught the Chelsea man. Certainly intentional, though nothing vicious about it, but it just caught Speedy as Manchester City about to make their substitution. May still injured, and so for the moment is Speedy as well. About 4 minutes to go for David Johnson to make some impact on this game. May comes off. David Johnson, the former Ipswich, Liverpool and Everton player, comes on. Certainly, critics have looked at Chelsea's play this season and said, well, defensively, are they equipped to survive in the First Division? That remains to be seen, but one thing can be said, they attack with such relish and such accuracy that they'll score a lot of goals. I'm sure of that. Three minutes remaining. They've scored 2 tonight that look about to collect 3 points for them in their bid to overhaul Sheffield Wednesday and become Second Division champions. Here's Speedy. And it was calm, but Chelsea fighting hard again to win it back. And Nevin kept that in. The whole play stopped for a moment, thinking the ball had gone out. And Johnson's first moment of contact is to be brought down, and cause a moment of unpleasantness with Lee. It must have been frustrating, I suppose, sitting on the bench for 80-odd minutes. And as soon as you come on, somebody whacks you from behind. And Johnson tries to get his own back with Lee in that collision, and for a moment it's getting rather silly. Tolmie and McLaughlin clashing. The referee will calm that down. Calm things down, he says. Just a couple of minutes to go. It would be pointless to spoil what has been a good spectacle and a fine advertisement for second division football. Nevin looking for space. Cannaville. McCarthy beats him to it, and here's Ranson. Still time for City to give their fans something to cheer. Johnson, always eager. Pates is with him. Johnson again, with Ranson. In towards Baker. Smith going for it, and a goal kick. It came off Baker. It looks as though Manchester City are on their way to their 5th home defeat, and significantly amongst the teams that have won here are Sheffield Wednesday and Newcastle. Now Chelsea going to join that trio, and of course they're all clubs who have been rivals for promotion, and it's certainly at home, as Billy McNeil will tell you, where City have faltered on their way to a promotion bid. Screaming with the ball, but Power chooses to go down the line, which was the wrong decision. But here's Wilson. Now McCarthy. Baker. Good movement by Manchester City, but they've had to go back again to the halfway line. And that's the end of a match that will have been seen as the perfect endorsement of Manchester City's right to be up near the promotion candidate, but even more significantly, Chelsea's right to go into the first division. City had some moments in the first half when they might have scored, but Nevin it was, just going down the tunnel there, who turned the game Chelsea's way with that fine individual goal. John Neal, the manager, Colin Lee just behind him, on their way back to the dressing room, knowing that promotion is assured. That was certain a week ago, but knowing also that the championship is now within their reach as well. Nevin it was who sent them on the way. Dixon with a quite spectacular goal, the end of a lovely build-up, making it 2. Manchester City will have to wait another season, but Chelsea are on their way to the first division. Manchester City 0, Chelsea 2.
Well, Chelsea triumphing, despite the injury problem at half-time. Bob, it really was a wonderful match. We thoroughly enjoyed that. They were spectacular goals, and for those of you who may have missed those goals, came in late or just switched on, take a look now at Chelsea. Not champions of the second division, but champions in style.
Over McCarthy's head this time. Nevin with Wilson, he's got round him. Will he try one from here? What a superb goal by Nevin! Many players might not have tried a shot from here. Nevin did, in off the post. 1-0 to Chelsea. Dixon the target here. Cannaville. Oh yes, Speedy. Dixon. What a fantastic goal. Well, that was perfection. Cannaville with the most delightful ball to Speedy, right through the legs of Wilson. Speedy lost no time in knocking it in, and Dixon rising to knock the ball into the corner of the net for his 33rd goal of the season. 3 marvellous pieces of skill. Speedy with the cross, and the header firmly planted in.
It's a lovely shot there, that final header.
Yeah.
Makes your mouth water, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, Kerry Dixon said before the match, the one thing that he's always done is score goals at every level, from schoolboy right through. So that was like feeding a donkey with strawberries, really. He loved that. But it was a smashing match, and I was glad that some good goals came to actually just show how dominant Chelsea were at the end of the match, because I thought they played super, Chelsea, and I think they'll complement the First Division very, very well indeed. They've got some super young players, young, speedy, you know, who I thought, even though he went to midfield, you know, was very, very competent in midfield, and yet he's one of the top strikers in the country. I thought he did well. The little lad Nevin, who scored the first goal, I think he's got this rare ability that even though he's pressured and even though he's well marked, or he appears to be well marked, he doesn't flap. He still thinks about what he's doing. He's still well aware of where his opponent is, and because he knows this and because he's not frightened, he's able to turn into them. And I mean, he was against a big lad for the first goal there, and he turned him, he challenged him, he pushed him up, knocked it to one side, and then smashed the ball into the back of the net, you know. And I thought he did very, very well as well. And Kerry Dixon, he'll score a lot of goals in the First Division too, but generally speaking, the whole Chelsea team were competitive, you know. They fought for everything, you know. There wasn't a lost cause on the field. If there was a man if the ball went loose and one of the City players picked it up, they had a go at him, you know, they challenged him.
Could I ask you whether seeing players hold the ball and be happy with it tonight, like Nevin and Spackman and things like that, maybe we're going into another area? Am I hoping too much?
Well, that would be lovely, that. I think that, yes, I think that you get young lads like this now, you know, that you can't really coach that sort of thing, you know. I mean, what little Nevin did was like I said, at half-time, it took me back to Tom Finney and Stanley Matthews, turning people inside out, sending full-backs the wrong way.
You're so enthusiastic about. I can see you want to be down on the pitch, Bob. But anyway, just let's have a look now and see how that leaves the table tonight, because that is quite vital. We can look at that table. Sheffield Wednesday on top, 84 points, 2 points the lead. Chelsea have got the best goal difference, but on the other hand, Sheffield Wednesday 3 games left. They're away to Shrewsbury, away to Cardiff, and home to Manchester City, and Chelsea are home to Barnsley and away to Grimsby. So it still looks a little bit as if Chelsea have got a hard thing to do to wrest that championship away from Sheffield Wednesday. But never mind, it's been a wonderful night. They've been a credit to the Second Division this season. Their chairman will be pleased. They've done a wonderful job. And let's just finish it off with the man of the evening. That's Pat Nevin, came down from Clyde and has set the Second Division alight.